I am your host, John Keene. As always, I would like to thank you guys for joining me. And tonight we are going to be looking at the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Now, I had a video already ready to go here, but something got screwed up with the YouTube. So hopefully we're coming through loud and clear. If you guys can let me know in the chat, I appreciate that. Okay. So we're going to take a look at the official narrative right here on what it's saying when it comes to the assassination. And we're going to look at a few of the different theories, and hopefully I don't get a strike for this video for sharing this. But I mean, if I spare on this account, so fuck it. But we're going to look at the exploding mic theory. We're going to be looking into some of the weird shit surrounding Erika Kirk. There's just been a lot of strange stuff coming out about her with her dad's connections to Raytheon and Israel. She was a reality TV star doing, dating shows. She's been in country music videos, and a lot of people believe that the guy that she was actually in the country music video with was Tyler Robinson. I mean, it doesn't even go into, her whole WWE fucking, memorial coming out with sparks flying and all of this. So we're going to look at just all different types of videos that I've accumulated on this. Very obviously, to me, this was absolutely, a planned event, and this was a whole entire team of people that went into this. I believe it was a theatrical production. That's just my opinion. But there are people that believe, and if you look at, Charlie Kirk's, his entire security team, right? They were Israeli, right? So you guys remember the exploding pagers that were blowing guys' cocks off, right? Israel had the exploding devices that they were pagers that were literally blowing dudes' dicks off in the Middle East. Well, when we get into this theory of the exploding microphone, you're going to see why many people believe the guy had on a bulletproof vest, why many people believe there was a hologram because it looks like there's smoke and fumes coming up. The guy's bracing for impact. So we'll look at that, and it even appears as if there's a guy in the crowd, in the audience, that's pressing some kind of, button, at the same exact time that you see the reaction on Charlie Kirk's body. Not to mention, the employees of Turning Point USA, what many people believe it was a laser holographic projector behind him. So we'll look at the official narrative first, just to kind of, give you the official narrative, what it says here on Wiki, and then we'll get into these videos. And hopefully I don't get a strike for this one, but if I do, you can go follow me over on Facebook.com, Best Damn Podcast, Instagram.com, Best Damn Podcast, or Twitter, The Real Best Damn. So on September 10th, 2025, Charlie Kirk, an American right-wing political activist, was assassinated while addressing an audience on the campus of Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah, United States. The outdoor event was the first stop of the season for the American Comeback Tour, a speaking and debate series planned by Turning Point USA, the conservative organization that he co-founded. And it kind of shows where he was set up at, and here's a map and all that. While engaging with the audience, the member about mass shootings in the United States, Kirk was fatally shot in the neck and pronounced later at a nearby hospital. Investigators stated that the gunman was positioned on the roof of a building approximately 142 yards away from where Kirk was speaking. The next day, 22-year-old Tyler James Robinson surrendered at the offices of the local sheriff. Prosecutors charged Robinson with murder on September 16th and announced they would seek the death penalty, alleging the attack was politically motivated. When I find, a few things, and we're going to look at a lot of this, like, with the hats that he had sitting out, the 47 hats. Many people know, Donald Trump, and his connection to Erika Kirk. She was Miss Arizona. She competed for Miss USA. It was actually suggested to her allegedly by Donald Trump to go apply at Turning Point for a job and meet Charlie Kirk, which, if you see the televised versions of how they met one another, it says that Charlie Kirk actually said, like, no, you're not going to work here, I'm going to date you. But there's a lot of other people that said that it actually happened in reverse, that it was her that said, no, I'm going to be dating you. And that kind of leads people to believe that she was like a honeypot, right? That she was actually sent in, to Charlie Kirk intentionally, and with her father and his ties to Raytheon Israel, and Donald Trump, which, Kirk, his dad actually was the architect of Trump Towers. It just, the shit goes deep. And Trump even called Charlie Kirk a master builder at the memorial, right? And if you see here, the next day, 22-year-old Tyler James Robinson, 22 is the master builder number, right? That's one of the master numbers. There are 11, 22, and 33 in numerology. And we know that in the Kabbalah and Freemasonry, and magic, that's, numbers are the universal language, right? And this is the magical language of the universe. And this is what the occult usually uses here. And how it goes with him being on 9/10 with the 9/11. And then think about Trump. He's president number 45, 4 plus 5 is 9, and 47, right? 9/11. He's a 9/11 president. This took place the day before 9/11. And if you see at Kirk's table, which I'm going to show you as we go through the videos, just give me a moment to finish this, you're going to see that Kirk had, the 3 hats sitting in front of him, right? The 47 hats, right? 4 plus 7 is 11. 4 plus 7 is 11. 4 plus 7 is 11. 11 times 3 is what? 33. 33, the master mason, right? And he had the black and white freedom shirt. If you count up the numbers of freedom and then the black and the white, it's all the symbolism of the 33, right? So the assassination was highlighted as an instance of increasing political violence within the United States and by national and foreign leaders. Video footage of the shooting spread rapidly on social media, and reactions included heartfelt messages, anguish about the political climate, and sharply partisan commentary. U.S. President Donald Trump, members of the Republican Party, and other conservative figures blamed members of the Democratic Party and left-wing or liberal beliefs before a suspect was in custody or a motive was identified. And once again, we see like the trans shooter motive where they're like riding on the bullets. I mean, we've got 3 shootings now where, the bullets they have their messages just written all over the bullets. Like, here you go. And then when we look at the text messages, that was even ran through ChatGPT, and it was like, this is, it has no natural ebb and flow. This is not the way 22-year-old people talk. This is not the way fucking 50-year-old people talk. People don't text like that, right? And they get away the motive and all of this. And, and then we look at the narrative of, Tyler Robinson, and it don't even look like him in the footage that they showed when they were doing the manhunt for the dude, right? He's got a lazy eye and all kinds of shit. He had sunglasses on, which there's now new footage that's come out, and I'll show you, where there's like a vehicle slowing down as he's walking down the street. I'm telling you, there's a lot to this. But it was the trans boyfriend. His dad was extra MAGA, and his fingerprints just so happened to be on the gun, and the motive was all laid out in the text messages, and there was a note at the computer that said, I killed Charlie Kirk, that just so happened to not be there, but there was a picture taken of it. It's like none of it made sense. And it's like everybody knew that something was incredibly off about this one, from the jump. from the jump. And then even when Donald Trump is doing he's addressing, the American people, it's a deep fake video. It's an AI. You can literally see the guy's fingers going in between each other. It's just like, none of it makes sense. And then you even have the telegraphing from other people. There were accounts on X that were saying, tomorrow at Utah, Charlie Kirk, there's going to be something major happening. You had at Jezebel, the Etsy witches that were cursing Charlie Kirk the day before this happens. It's just one thing after another. It's like, as they're telegraphing this, not to mention the 1998 Snake Eyes movie with Nicolas Cage, where it's like Charlie the Destroyer, Tyler the Destroyer, or some shit like that does the, on September 10th, the date's exactly the same. I'll show you guys the videos of all this shit, and the dude gets shot in the neck. It's just one thing after another, and it's kind of letting you know that this was, in fact, one of those events, that, I think they're taking people around for the money. And it's like, when it comes to people getting killed, and when it comes to people, especially being assassinated on live TV, and they're using the whole Christian narrative and gassing up the people that, and it's crazy that people still even buy into this shit at all at this point in the game. But, they're gassing up the people that do still believe in the two-party system, that are still, under the mind control and the programming. It's like, I've been called so many different names just for posting, stuff showing, any truth about this whatsoever. Now, the Trump administration called for a crackdown against what they called political extremism, which was widely criticized by free speech advocates and legal experts as using the assassination as a pretense to silence political opposition. A campaign by right-wing organizations and U.S. government agencies resulted in mass firings, disciplinary actions, and harassment against people who were accused of having publicly celebrated Kirk's death or making critical comments about him in the aftermath of the assassination. Service was held at State Farm Stadium on September 21st, which was my birthday. So now we're going to go here, and I'm going to go to my Facebook here because I can't post none of these videos on YouTube. So hopefully they don't slam me for this, but it is what it is. And if you guys are watching, please make sure you hit the thumbs up. I don't know if I'm even getting... But as you can see here, this bitch is literally coming out at a fucking, her husband's literally just passed away, and she's got fucking sparks flying like she's it's WWE wrestling. The shit is fucking crazy, and you can see her the entire time. And it also says that the metadata from her original statement, where she goes in her original statement when she's on in the studio of the Charlie Kirk show, and she's talking about his assassination. The very first statement that she made, that the metadata didn't match the echo in the room, so a lot of people believe that one was actually pre-recorded. And if you look at it too, which I've got the video as well, but if you look at that one too, it's basically looking like, that was an audition or something. That's what it looks like. And it's like within that original one and in this one at the memorial, you can catch her both times looking up at the fucking, the screen overhead, like, seeing what she looks like, right? Seeing what everybody else is seeing. So
Tyler Robinson didn't kill Charlie Kirk.
now,
Charlie Kirk's Israeli security.
Here is
Charlie Kirk.
The exploding mic theory, and this one it's pretty wild. Now I'm going to show a few different theories on this. We're going to look at and so much shit has now started to come, really going to stick with people. They're going to start to see like how all of this shit is connected, right? Like when we look at the Cash Patel and him saying, I'll see you in Valhalla and all of that. There are literal pictures of fucking Tyler Robinson standing in front of a computer, and on that computer you can see New Zealand. It's got a picture of New Zealand on the computer, and it's Goat Island is what it's called, and it's a settlement called Valhalla, and it's literally like a Marine witness protection place. Like literally, the shit is mind-blowing. You'll see the video in a moment, but this is from the Stu Peters Network. This is crazy. Hopefully they don't give me a strike for this, but
Charlie Kirk's Israeli security detail killed Charlie Kirk, and Charlie Kirk's assassin is caught on tape. Blake Bednar has brought us this video. Take a look at this. Here it is from the wide angle. Watch Charlie Kirk's right side of his t-shirt. Watch the lavalier lapel mic. Do you see it explode? Let's bring it in just a little bit closer. Watch this. Put it in a freeze frame. That is the explosion from Charlie Kirk's lavalier lapel mic.
I mean, you can see that. Literally. And this is why a lot of people believe that he had blood squib on him. Right? And we're going to look at that theory as well. Right? The whole blood squib theory. It's like, I got to be careful what I show because YouTube's a motherfucker. That's why I don't put none of my shorts or anything like that on here anymore. But if you look at him, you can see the shirt, like underneath him, it blows up, right at the corner over here where he's got his lapel mic on, right? And it's like, you think about what the Israeli intelligence has already done with the exploding pagers, blowing guys off with exploding pagers. His entire security team was former Israeli intelligence. You'll see the guy on the right too, the guy that looks like he's turning on his smart glasses right before the explosion happens. He was also in the Donald Trump assassination attempt, and I use my quote fingers on that, which you can check out my channels if you want to see the truth about that as well. But watch.
Want to see it again? Bring it in closer. Remember when we told you that was absolutely an exit wound? Yeah. Check the trajectory of the round that was deployed from that lavalier lapel mic.
Look at that.
Directly from Charlie Kirk's lapel that went directly underneath Charlie Kirk's white t-shirt up through his neck and created the exit wound that we told you was an exit wound immediately when we saw that exit wound. First we had exploding pagers, now we have exploding mics. Do you remember the vector analysis from John Bray? That proves that all of the activity came from the mic that Charlie Kirk was wearing. Remember the palm gun guy in the brown shirt, that shadowy looking guy with the sunglasses? Yeah, he pushes the detonator. Clear as day.
Right there. That is fucking wild. Look, you can see the shit on his fucking, you see how the square, looks like he's got a pack of cigarettes up under his sleeve or something because he's got the remote right underneath the guy's sleeve. And dude does such a good job. I want you to go to, you can find him on Rumble, Stu Peters Network. I'm sure you guys know who he is already if you're watching me. But if you don't, go check him out on Rumble. And he did a full video breakdown of this like 3 days ago. And literally, he shows the guy at 5 minutes till assassination. This guy in the brown shirt raises his hand like this. He goes 5. And then you see the guy next to him, the security guy that was a part of the Trump assassination as well. Which, when I show you the guy, when we go through videos tonight, I'll point him out to you when I got a better video, more of a wide view video to show you. But I do, so just be patient. But after he goes 5 like that, you see the first guy touch his glasses on the corner. He's wearing smart glasses. which one of the guys confirms. He's like, those are smart glasses. I have a pair just like him, right? So the guy turns on his smart glasses, gets into position. 1 minute later, he then goes 4 with his hands, and then he turns his wrist around at 3 minutes till 3 minutes. He turns his wrist around to show his watch and points to his watch, like, check the time. And then you see everybody around him get into position. And this is the mind-blowing part of all of this. Right on time as this happens. And we all have seen the theories. And if you haven't, I'll show you the different theories tonight as we go through this. But we've all seen the fucking theories of the guy that's behind him and he's got it, you know, underneath his arm. And then the guy behind him that's behind Charlie, that many people think he's firing something. And, you know, thinking it's like the JFK type of assassination scenario that we've all seen before. Which I can't show you the JFK assassination on here because they won't allow it on YouTube. But then this one, by far, in my opinion, is the most convincing. And you can see this fucking thing right underneath the guy's sleeve. Look at it. Right there.
That's the assassin.
At the same exact
That's
time.
the guy that pushes the detonator, which perfectly aligns with the explosion that pushes that projectile through Charlie's right side of his neck and out the left side, creating the exit wound.
Now watch this. After the fact, and when you watch it from a wide angle, you can really see how much of a theatrical production it is, and I'll show you that as we go through. But watch this. This is the fucking mind-blowing part. You can literally see the guy come in with the brown shirt, hand off the remote or whatever detonator he's got underneath, and then the dude takes off running around the back. Watch. Right there. Bam, he's gone.
That might be chaos that you would expect after someone was publicly executed in broad daylight in front of 3,000 people. But in no way did that trigger man, that assassin in the brown shirt with the sunglasses, act alone. We have video now from Destiny that shows the handoff of this remote detonator.
Right here. Look. That's the same exact fucking guy right here. That's the guy in the brown shirt with the sunglasses that's in the crowd, who's got the square thing underneath your sleeve. And they even have another angle that shows the guy actually putting the fucking thing in his sleeve. It's why in the FBI, and we've even seen this. I don't know if you guys watch Candace Owens, but she was talking about just the other day, I think on Wednesday or Thursday of this past week, that the FBI is trying to, you know, push Utah into closing this case, right? Like, and we even seen at the memorial, Erika Kirk coming out, that man, that young man, right, as her bullshit theatrics, right, her insincere, disingenuine bullshit theatrics, that young man, I forgive him. And then you've seen everybody talking about, oh, how Christian of you, how wonderful. I couldn't do that, you know, you couldn't do that. And neither could nobody else if it actually happened to them. But if you're in on it, or if it's a fucking false flag, or crisis acting, or, you know, something like that, I guess that would probably change the way that a human being reacts and responds emotionally. And we're going to watch this one more time. One more time.
Kirk and Charlie Kirk's assassin. Tyler Robinson didn't kill Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk's Israeli security detail killed Charlie Kirk, and Charlie Kirk's assassin is caught on tape. Blake Bednar has brought us this video. We'll break it down. Take a look at this. Here it is from the wide angle. Watch Charlie Kirk's right side of his t-shirt. Watch the lavalier lapel mic. Do you see it explode? Let's bring it in just a little bit closer. Watch this. Put it in the freeze frame. That is the explosion from Charlie Kirk's lavalier lapel mic. Want to see it again? Bring it in closer. Remember when we told you that that was absolutely an exit wound? Yeah, it is. Check the trajectory that was deployed from that lavalier lapel mic. That went directly from Charlie.
You can see the fumes coming off of that bitch. And see, He actually acquired this footage from someone that was in the crowd. They were literally scanning the footage. This is how he says the story of how he acquired this. They were scanning, the crowd, because there's 3,000 something fucking, cell phones and cameras that are viewing this, and you may be able to get away with assassinating JFK, in the 60s, or Martin Luther King, or, any of these other RFK, or any of these other, figures that have been assassinated, right? But not now, because there's thousands of, not only just we live in a fucking police state, in a surveillance state, where every corner, every stoplight, every business, everywhere has got, a HD camera on it, right? Usually with infrared, nighttime ability as well. But you have every single person that is within the audience spectating and viewing this event also that has a fucking HD camera in their pocket, right? Literally, the moon landing has 1/1,000,000th of the technology that we carry in our pockets today, so you can't get away with this shit like you used to.
Kirk's lapel that went directly from underneath Charlie Kirk's white t-shirt up through his neck and created the exit wound that we told you was an exit wound immediately when we saw that exit wound. First we had exploding pagers, now we have exploding mics. Do you remember the vector analysis from John Bray? That proves that all of the activity came from the mic that Charlie Kirk was wearing. Remember the palm gun guy in the brown shirt, that shadowy looking guy with the sunglasses? Yeah, he pushes clear as day. Gang violence. Great.
Look, same time.
Wow. That's the assassin. That's the guy that pushes the detonator, which perfectly aligns with the explosion that pushes that projectile through Charlie's right side of his neck and out the left side, creating the exit wound. That might just look like the chaos that you would expect after someone was publicly executed in broad daylight in front of 3,000 people. But in no way did that trigger man, that assassin in the brown shirt with the sunglasses, act alone. We have video now from Destiny that shows the handoff of this remote detonator.
It's so fucking crazy. Right there. And he runs the fuck away. Watch, he hauls ass as soon as he's got his hand.
Tyler Robinson didn't kill Charlie Kirk.
Fucking crazy. Now, we're going to take you to some of the
exciting experience to work.
The next part of this, and this is fucking nuts. I don't know how many, and we're going to kind of work backwards through here. I'm going to do a lot of the different videos. We're going to look at quite a few of the different theories, and you guys can make up your own mind on what you think happened. Right now I'm leaning towards the exploding mic theory, just because but I'm kind of torn, and I'll tell you why I'm torn. For one, when we see the guy from the Turning Point USA, immediately after this takes place, he runs up to what appears to be a camera. I don't know if it's a camera or not. Many people are saying that it's a laser projector, and they run about like 60 grand. So, I mean, it's, Turning Point USA bringing in over $100 million a year would clearly have the dough to be able to foot the bill for one of these things. And the dimensions of the setup that Kirk had you as well, the 10x9 setup in the box with the roof over the top of it, it's perfect for that laser holographic projector. And this is where the magic chair theory comes in, which we'll get to in just a moment after we look at shit with Erika Kirk. But you'll see that with the magic chair theory is this laser projector behind him. Many people are saying that it was a hologram, and this is where you see the trap door that's underneath Charlie Kirk, and this would kind of account for what we seen as appeared to be the fumes that were coming up from underneath his shirt or whatever. It wouldn't be fumes in this case of something exploding. It would actually be the hologram like mismatching with the guy that's sitting there, right? So the hologram wouldn't be to fake, in my opinion, if it was a hologram, the hologram wouldn't be to fake the guy being there altogether. It would be to fake the shot. And if you guys have kind of seen too, there's HD audio versions of this, and it sounds like there's the gunshot sound that you hear is played over the PA speaker, It doesn't even sound like the shit was, like it was local, like it came from the PA speakers. And, and this is just my opinion. I'm not saying this is true or false or anything. This is just my opinion. So it sounds like the sound is coming from the PA speaker. And then we've got the videos of the guy on the roof that's in full tactical gear. We've got the two dudes behind him that are doing the sign language, and one of them is the same guy I mentioned who turns on the smart glasses. That was also in the Donald Trump assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania. And I've been to Butler, Pennsylvania. That's a real small town, so that's a perfect place for them to pull something off like that. And then when you look at, and not to mention the former Israeli intelligence, that's his entire security team, right? And you see the guy, which he's saying he's removing the SD card from it, but they took all that shit down immediately, and I wonder if the reason being why, and the reason that guy wouldn't release the footage from behind him is because it was some type of laser holographic, projection. And then you see behind him footage, which we'll show you, footage from behind Kirk. And in that footage from behind Kirk, the chair falls through the table, right? Hence the magic chair. But this is strange. This is from, this is about 10 years ago, I think, with Erika Kirk, and a lot of people believe this is Tyler Robinson in this music video, and this is a country music video that she was in. She was also in reality TV, doing dating. I forget the name of the TV show, but I've got video on that as well.
Emerson Drive. We get to be part of their music video. How exciting is that?
Erika and Tyler are ziplining. Tonight, all for the benefit of the music video for My Kind of Crazy, because Erika is that kind of crazy, and she is perfect for the role.
I've never done this before, and I'm deathly afraid of heights.
You are.
Boom.
Awkwardly, deathly mortified, afraid of heights, but I'm not allowed to let go, so I can only kick my feet and scream.
Dude's even got a fucking lazy eye, like Tyler Robinson, who is a fucking actor. And when you see dude, you'll see the side by side in a moment of this guy, Tyler, and Tyler Robinson. It's pretty fucking close. It really is. But I don't know if this is the same guy or not. I can't say that it is. I've not seen anything fact checked, so don't quote me on this. But, she's definitely in this music video. She's definitely on reality TV. She was definitely put in one Miss Arizona and in Miss USA because Donald Trump suggested her to be in this. They met because of Trump. All of this shit, it's like perfectly set up. The Israel connections with her dad being the head of Raytheon Israel, right? And his Israeli security team. It's just one thing after another. And she even says at one point in one of her speeches, none of this is coincidence, when she's talking about the first time she ever seen him was in Israel.
www.flightlinesfremont.
Drive.
of a you-know-where. I let her lie by the wide landed there. What you get for getting tipsy at the count.
Yeah.
At the count, loves a wind. Cars by the river in the moonlight. Listen to the AM station, 'cause the antenna's missing at the window.
What do you guys think?
She did it twice.
Yeah.
Rolling down the back roads, hanging out the window. Eyes in the air in the wind, and her hands in the sky, like she's flying. She's my kind.
9:10. Look at that.
Marching along to whatever out of town drums. Not kind of crazy. Not kind of sick.
Yeah. So, I mean, what do you think about that? You know, I don't know if that's Tyler Robinson in the video or not, but that's definitely her, right? That's definitely Erika Kirk. And, I mean, it's like, how many people, too, even from day one, before people were saying it online, like from her very first, public appearance, if you will, I just thought something was off. I'm like, this acting, like, she's got to be reading from a script, or she's not even a good actress at that, right? She's not. You could see her like keep on looking up at the monitor or at the giant jumbotron when she's in the stadium. Like we said at the very beginning, this is her arriving to her fucking husband's funeral. And if you wonder what she's doing when she stands to the side of the bulletproof glass like that, she's standing in that spot until the tracking camera comes in. As soon as and you can watch her eyes make contact with the tracking camera, and then she steps in. She's like, "Oh, okay, they've got me now. They've got me in the shot now." Like somebody that's literally, it's not like somebody that's fucking grieving. They literally had the Super Bowl fucking headphones on, the headsets during this. And I don't know how many different people have talked about, from Charlie Kirk. I didn't like Charlie Kirk, just to be honest. I thought his shit sucked. And he was a shill. That was just my opinion. Don't care, nobody deserves to die, but I just thought his shit was crap. So I didn't, watch his show or any shit like that. But, people that do, I do watch certain shows where I get text message notifications from them. And people are talking, they're getting these notifications from, "I'm missing with every breath," and da-da-da-da, please donate. 5, 10, 25, like giving the amounts to donate. It's just crazy.
What is a burp?
It's like
And hopefully they don't hit me for this one, but it's just too good of a take. And this is like Nick Fuentes talking about the same.
Lady, didn't your husband just get his face blown off like 2 seconds ago? And not to be insensitive about it, but everyone's thinking it. No one wants to be the asshole. No one wants to say it. Everyone's thinking it. Everyone was thinking it when she gave the first speech. Everyone was definitely thinking it at the memorial. Nobody wants to say it because it's inappropriate. It's insensitive. I am the troll, right? So I'll be the one to say it. I think it's super inappropriate. I think it's inappropriate. I think it's weird. It's bizarre. Something is off there, and I don't like it. But they're doing the Super Bowl commentators with the headsets on, doing a media table. They're selling merch, registering voters. They got pyrotechnics. Is this WrestleMania or is this a funeral? Like, what are we doing here? And then, the day after the funeral, I'm getting 500 texts and emails. Erika Kirk here. I miss him. Every time I blink, every beat of my heart. Make sure to donate. $5, $15, $25. It's like, okay. Then they're doing a show. Did you see the show today? And so prescient. I said it last night. I said something like a fake vibe. Something's off there. And people say, well, everybody grieves differently. Yeah, I don't know how much mileage we can get out of that one anymore. Something's not right there. Right. Very bizarre, weird vibe there. And did you see the show? Erika hosted the Charlie Kirk show this afternoon, and she's like, she looks like she's over the moon. She's happy as a clam. And again, who am I to judge? Everybody grieves differently. She's a very devout Christian. Some people say maybe that's just strength, that's resolve. I don't know.
Right.
It's one thing if your husband dies, period. It's another thing if your husband dies at age 31, unexpectedly. It's another thing if your 31-year-old husband unexpectedly dies because he gets publicly executed with blood gushing out in front of thousands of people screaming and running away. That's like something that's altogether different.
Right. And I think a lot of people are asking that question right now. I mean, honestly. And if you're not, you should be. And I've literally had people, tell me that I'm a bad person for even posting this kind of stuff.
So some brand new footage.
Here's another one right here. This is new footage of Tyler Robinson, allegedly, after this all takes place. Now, what I want you to watch here is there is an SUV that appears to pull up or slow down as he stops at this landmark. I think it's a pole on the street corner, and it's just enough time for him to hand something off or, take a look.
Just been released, allegedly showing the suspect Tyler Robinson at 11:45 a.m. on the morning of September 10th. Now, what's important about this video is this mysterious vehicle. That's coming up very shortly. But here we have the suspect walking downhill. He's got the backpack, a slight limp. Of course, he's able to move a bit more freely. He's walking downhill. That's quite natural. He's picking up a bit of pace. But when he the intersection, he seems to stop. Take a look at this. So he reaches this white pole. And then alongside comes this vehicle. It seems to slow right down by the suspect, pull into the side, and then drive off. Now, is that a mere coincidence?
Right, and it literally veers over is the fucked up part. So it's not like, the vehicle just slows down as it goes past him. You can watch the vehicle literally veer over towards the dude, and he's at this white pole, which if you're meeting somebody or doing some type of drop or handoff or whatever, right? Like that would be a landmark. Like go to the white pole in the corner of so-and-so, right? Like that would be a landmark, so.
Is it connected somehow to this suspect? The suspect at this time is still behind that pole. He seems to then check his phone and continue his walk. Now, as I say, this was recorded at 11:45 on the morning of September 10th. Just around the corner, we have that very famous footage of this individual limping across the road right by the university campus car park. So the timings match up here. This most likely is the suspect concerned in the Charlie Kirk assassination. But is this vehicle connected? Is it just a mere coincidence that this vehicle seems to pull in exactly where the suspect has stopped and then continue on driving? Is it just a mere coincidence, or is there some kind of connection there? Is the shooter passing something to the driver passing something to the suspect? I don't know. Let me know some of your thoughts down in...
Yeah, I'd be really interested to see what people are thinking about it up until this point.
And the people that followed.
Now we're going to look at some of the eyewitnesses. You've got the distractor guy that ends up getting caught for George Levine, or whatever his name is, who ends up being hit for child porn, right? So that happens to him, or George Zinn, or whatever, George Zinn. He gets hit for child porn when he gets put into custody. And the reason that being, and we all know if we're actually thinking here, why the fuck would they pop him for that? The reason being is because then you can't interview the guy. This guy was at the Boston bombing marathon. Now, anybody who's watched me for some years, you guys know Boston bombing, 9/11, what else was he in? Boston bombing, 9/11, and now Charlie Kirk, right? All of these. One of the other eyewitnesses was one of the fucking guy's dads from Sandy Hook. I mean, this thing has got feds written all over this motherfucker. Take a look.
These fake truthers, and unfortunately, many of them are falling for this as well.
Just talking about that, we thought it was fake. Like, we didn't know how to.
The video of a
This guy. This guy.
I'm on one side, and there's actually some video of this. Somebody's taking video of this. I'm on one side of the car.
A former chief of staff. His first interview since the killing of his friend less than a week ago. Mikey, I hope you're doing okay.
And then I'm still on the phone.
It's like,
Him.
And my daughter-in-law told me these were the first words out of my mouth. No. So I went behind.
and I think the story about how the two of you met is really...
They can't even muster a real fucking tear. These people don't have a soul. How are they going to drop a real tear? They don't even have a soul. How are they going to be sad about anything? And this little place now after this
is fun. You were driving him to the airport. He was speaking at your desk, and you said, I'm thinking about going to college.
If your son got hit, what would you do? What would you do? I got in the car.
And he said, don't go to college. Why was that? It's like,
Oh, no. So I went because if there was any way I could save him, I had to do something. I couldn't just take him. You guys got it. So.
And the guy points the camera down to end this fake, phony production once again. Case closed.
You know, there's a myth out there that your good deeds have to outweigh your bad to get to heaven. That's not true. Mm-hmm. Your good deeds can't outweigh your bad. If you've done evil, and all of us have, the only way to be forgiven is to place your punishment on an innocent substitute.
We thought it was fake. 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 Like.
Yeah. And I don't know if you guys seen Andrew or whatever his name is, the PR guy. Literally, they interview one of the USA employees like immediately after the shit happens, and he's saying like, basically it goes along with the whole exploding mic theory if you truly think about it, because he's like, yeah, he's like, I seen him get shot and it didn't look like it come from the other side, da, 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 da. And dude runs up and tries to manhandle him, and he's like, we're not doing that. And the guy's literally like, get the fuck off me, you know, like, because he's trying to physically take him away from the interview. It's crazy. It's just
Tyler Robinson didn't kill Charlie.
one thing.
It's-
So I did.
Now, the doctor comes out, and the doctor's talking about Charlie was a man of steel, right? Which anybody knows, like HIPAA, it's completely fucking illegal for the doctor to tell Andrew Colvin or whatever his fucking name is any medical information about Charlie Kirk, if his ass is dead or not, right? So they act like they, you know, oh, well, the bullet, it didn't come out. Charlie was a man of steel, and even in death, he saved all these people, blah, blah, blah. Well, here is the audio from the police. There was no fucking autopsy. Correctly, it was the next fucking day they had him on the vice president's plane getting his body out of there, bro.
Do the request. They emailed me back. He did not go in for an autopsy. The death certificate was signed by the doctor at the hospital. Oh, okay. Can you just do a documenting that? Sorry, can I? Can you just add a step to the case documenting that there was no autopsy? In 287, I'll be clear to the hospital.
I need an officer at Timpanogos Hospital to come stage in the emergency.
Jesse just told me that he just got on the phone and Charlie's wife is coming to signature and they're bringing a car over here for her right now.
Charlie's wife is coming to land at signature, you said?
Sir, and Jesse's gonna go pick up a car for her.
Okay, I'm a little confused because that's what Corey just said. They said they're landing at Duncan, so I don't know where they're landing, but we will just kind of play it by ear, I guess, best that we can. So I did do the
I want you to listen to this one more time. I would, if there is any people that have worked in law enforcement that are watching this, please email me, therealbestdampodcast@gmail.com. Is this like a common terminology that police use for things like this? When he says that they're staging it, right? He's like for staging in the autopsy. You'll hear the language in just a moment when he uses the term staging. So I don't know. I'm not a cop, you know. So, but listen one more time.
They emailed me back. He did not go in for an autopsy. The doctor at the hospital. Okay, can you just do a quick documenting that? Sorry, can I? Can you just add a step to the case documenting that there was no autopsy? In 287, I'll be clear to the hospital.
I need an officer at Timpanogos Hospital to come stage in the emergency room bay.
See, he says to come stage in the emergency room bay, right? To come stage in the emergency room bay. I don't know if that terminology is as common or what. I don't know if any of you guys know anything about that. Like, is that something common people do? You know, the cops do when they're talking about these kind of things. We need somebody to come stage in the emergency room. I don't know. You know, I wish my granny was alive. She used to listen to the police scanner all the time. She'd probably be able to tell me.
They emailed me back. He did not go in for an autopsy. The death certificate was signed by the doctor at the hospital. Okay, can you just do a quick documenting that? Sorry, can I? Can you just add a step to the case documenting that there was no autopsy? In 287, I'll be clear to the hospital.
I need an officer at Timpanogos Hospital to come stage in the emergency room bay.
Jesse just told me that he just got on the phone and Charlie's wife is coming to signature and they're bringing a car over here for her right now.
Charlie's wife is coming to land at signature, you said?
Sir, and Jesse's gonna go to Duncan right now and pick up a car for her.
Okay, I'm a little confused because that's what Corey just said. They said they're landing at Duncan, so I don't know
Yeah.
where they're.
How about net? We don't want to be owned by.
How did these Jewish communities have been?
And
Guys
guy's not.
And this is one of the reasons that everybody believes that, a lot of this happened, because Charlie Kirk's opinions on Israel was starting to switch up. And it's like, if he's actually gone, possibly, right? But if he's not gone, then none of that means anything. That was just all part of it. And I actually posted on X too. It was like, if you think about it, and like really think about it, why would our federal government want to perpetrate something like this in the first place? It's like, well, ultimately, if Charlie Kirk's opinions were changing about Israel and AIPAC and, Israel, the United States government and all of its politicians and its media and Hollywood and all of this by the balls, right? And I don't think anyone can disagree with that. It's not an anti-Semitic statement. That's just factual, right? It's just factual. And it's like, and we've got all of this influence here by a foreign entity over the United States. If there was some sort of, and I'm trying to, just look at this from multiple angles, there was some sort of foreign influence and you were the CIA or the FBI, right? And you wanted to sway, and use some sort of an event to sway the American population, right? Charlie Kirk, for one, who is, like I said, all these connections to Donald Trump, Erika Kirk, and we haven't even got into she had the Knights of Malta cross on, at the memorial, the big Grand Architect G Freemason ring on at the memorial. None of that, right? We haven't even talked about that, right? And her connections to Catholicism and all of this, right? With the Trump connections, in the Miss America, Miss Arizona, all of that, and Charlie Kirk's connections has his dad being the architect of Trump. Like, you see all these, these different connections between all of them here, and if there was this design by intelligence to kind of want to overthrow this Israeli AIPAC influence over America, then to show, one of the most influential content creators and influencers in the world, right? This guy had tens of millions of followers. So, I mean, he's one of, if not the most influential in the world. And he had his finger on the pulse of, the youth and the conservative, which is, conservatives are naturally the most pro-Israel, faction of the two-party system here in America as well. And all of a sudden, leading up to his assassination, you have him changing his opinions when it comes to Israel and, asking these questions and allegedly being offered, $150 million by Netanyahu and, all these different things. And then you see all of his security being former Israeli intelligence. And to make it look like it was Israel, right? Essentially flipping that sentiment, right? And you can see how, if I was a CIA, I would commit a false flag with this too. Like, I would do it too. I would make it look like Israel killed his ass, essentially pushing all of those tens of millions of people ultimately in the end as, you allow this official narrative with the patsy, the actors and all of this, but the population doesn't buy into the official narrative, You got Candace Owens pushing, in one direction, who's got millions of followers. You've got all these other people who have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers pushing in other directions, and it's leading people to believe that, possibly Israel is involved, and it's really distancing, at least the upcoming generations, because it's like you can't really do much with the older conservative neocon Christian people. Like, they're too far gone, like they still watch Fox News. Like, they're conditioned to a different way of life. But the youth, though, you can shift them in an entirely different direction, right?
Know this was taking place. So I've been to Israel many times. The whole country's a fortress. When I first heard this story, I still had the same gut instinct that I did initially. I find this very hard to believe. I've been to that Gaza border. You cannot go 10 feet without running into a 19-year-old with an AR-15 or an automatic machine gun that is an IDF soldier. Right? The whole country is surveilled. And so let me just kind of go through this. We don't talk about Israeli politics very often, and most Americans don't know this. The last 9 months, Israel was on the brink of civil war. It's not this judicial stuff. There were hundreds of thousands of Israelis taking to the streets because Bibi Netanyahu is basically redefining the Israeli constitution. That's not an exaggeration, right? He said the judicial branch has too much power. There were protests planned this week against Netanyahu, where they anticipated tens of thousands of people to take to the streets. That's all gone, Patrick. Netanyahu now has an emergency government and a mandate to lead. I'm not willing to go so far that saying that Netanyahu knew or there was intelligence here, but I think some questions need to be asked. Was there a stand down order? Was there a stand down order? 6 hours? I don't believe it. Israel's Jewish communities have been pushing the exact kind of hatred against whites that they claim to want people to stop using against them. Now, I don't like generalizations. Not every Jewish person believes that. But it is true, the Anti-Defamation League was part and parcel with Black Lives Matter. It is true that some of the largest financiers of left-wing, anti-white culture have been Jewish Americans. They went all in on woke, and it wasn't just ADL. It was some of the top Jewish organizations in the country that have done that. In fact, we have seen this with the recent retreat of Jewish donations that are no longer going to be administered to colleges, right? Mark Rowan, Leon Kopperman. Can we get that full list? It's very powerful. So that's totally true. And by the way, Tucker Carlson reinforces this. So I'm going to it was quite a day on the internet. Tucker Carlson was interviewing Candace Owens. We have Candace Owens coming up next hour. And Tucker Carlson mentions that Jewish Americans have primarily been financing cultural Marxist ideas. We said this, by the way, last week, and people came after us. We actually said it in a different way. We said, I'm glad that Jewish Americans are reconsidering their financing of cultural Marxism. And people misunderstood it intentionally and slandered us as being anti.
Right. So, I mean, you can see that's just a couple.
Erika Kirk's father.
Example here. Of, his, alleged, and it ain't alleged, his opinion clearly was shifting. And it's like you can see this anti-Israeli sentiment shifting big time. I mean, out on Netanyahu, 140 fucking something countries, the recognition of the Palestinian state, there is a change that's happening. It's like people are no longer, and it's almost, and I don't even know if I'm going to talk about that on this one, but it's like every one of these agendas, there is intelligence behind it, and it's almost impossible. It truly is. It's almost impossible to decide, who is who and who is pushing what anymore. Which we'll go ahead and show this one, but this is about Erika Kirk and her connections here.
Is involved with Raytheon Israel? Is that what you're saying?
From what I understand, Erika Kirk's father formed Raytheon Israel's division and was the former chairperson / president. I believe he's retired now, but he was actively involved. Apparently, they didn't meet. Erika didn't say they met, but she said that she saw him. She was on a pilgrimage with her mom, and she saw Charlie, and she was like, wow, I want to get to know that guy. And then apparently they met down the road, and as a millionaire, because she owned a clothing line and she also was part of this Romanian child safety rescue operation. I don't know exactly what it was specifically, but then she decided that she wanted to apply for a job at Turning Point. Her mom, AZ Tech, her dad, AZ Tech International. She's actually on video probably 5-6 years ago admitting that they moved to Arizona because her mom was working with Homeland Security and the Department of Defense. And her dad apparently was the former chairperson of Raytheon's Israeli division. So there's just a lot of things going on.
Raytheon does have Raytheon Israel Ltd, which is responsible for working with the United States government and the American-based Lockheed and Raytheon in developing these missile defense systems, including the Iron Dome. So Raytheon literally does have Raytheon Israel Ltd, and you're saying that A to Z Tech is involved with this? So Erika Kirk's father is involved with Raytheon Israel? Is that what you're saying?
From what I understand, Erika Kirk's father formed Raytheon Israel's division and was the former chair / president. I believe he's retired now, but he was actively involved in particular operation. From what I understand, also, Charlie Kirk's dad and Erika Kirk, she won a pageant that Trump owned in 20.
Yeah, that's right.
Remember when Trump said that
she's a model? She was procured for modeling by Donald Trump.
Yeah, most likely, yeah. And Charlie Kirk's dad was the lead architect on Trump Tower in New York.
Erika Kirk was involved with the Miss Arizona, and she a pageant winner herself.
Yeah,
she was a romance actor, and not just a romance actress, but a reality TV show romance actress. So people believe that this stuff is actually real. And now she's taken the reins as the CEO.
And he's preaching, start a family. Right? Have kids. Don't watch porn.
Forget about college.
Save your money. Don't go to college. If he's not supporting Gaza, he wants PAC to be a lobby like JFK wanted. He doesn't want to go to war with Iran. Then he has lost all of his value.
Erika Kirk's father.
Yeah. So exactly. Exactly. So it's like you can kind of see just piece by piece, it's like the pieces are starting to fall into place here.
Eric, I want to show you.
I'm not going to show that one because it's too late. But I got to be careful with the ones I showed her on YouTube because it's just they're motherfuckers, man. I don't want to get a strike for no reason if I don't have to. But there's many pictures that show Kirk's alliances as well. There we go. And you can see too, right here, I just want to point out too, and this is where, and we're getting ready to get into the magic chair in just a moment, but you can see, and a lot of people believe that he had synthetic, type of something on his neck with the squib, and you can see the guy adjusting the same exact day while he's throwing out hats and shit, what looks to be like a tube or something under his shirt. So like I said, I'm 50-50 between the exploding mic and the blood squib kind of hologram thing. And there you go. There's the same exact guy that was right behind him that touches his glasses at the 5-minute mark. Right, that is one of Kirk's security. He was also here during the fake Trump assassination. There you go. There's the 47, 47, 47 equaling 33. 4 plus 7, 11, 11, 11. 11 times 3, 33. Right, and we know that Trump, the 45 and the 47, the 9/11 president, this took place on 9/10, it's like ritual after ritual, and the connections between Trump, Kirk, and Erika, and all of it is just over and over and over. It's just one after another.
What do you think about the Freemasons? I've seen a lot of conspiracies, a lot of strong opinions about it, honestly. It could be right. Some people that have been Masons that have just been like regular, everyday people. But I'm open-minded. I've known some people that have been Masons that have just been like regular, everyday people. But
And then here's the Snake Eyes right here, 1998 Snake Eyes film, which mirrors the exact thing. And if you look, Nicolas Cage is literally doing the Masonic shit in the movie poster too. Takes place the exact same day, right? That Tyler the Destroyer or whatever, which I think they get the name wrong in this video, but Tyler the Destroyer, September 10th, takes place September 10th. This is actually the program, right? Both Tylers. The distraction, which to me, the George Zen guy doesn't fit the same one. I'll show you the video. There's a guy that stands up just like this dude does. As soon as it takes place, and he throws his hands up in the air, like we got him. Like as soon as it happens, I know some of you guys know exactly who I'm talking about. I'll show you the video as we go through. And then the next shot, right? And this is another one, and she makes an amazing point here. If you can look right here, it's outlined, right? With her big G ring on, she's flipping everybody off, right? They're literally mocking us right to our face, you know, showing you that it's a big fuck you, you know? It's because people are too stupid to see the truth. Remember, you know, you're not just deplorables, you know, you're worse than that. You're goy, you're, you know, you're the uninitiated, right?
This is a theater production. But the important thing to understand about that theater is that in this case, I'm seeing something I've never seen before. And that is when they do this kind of theater, and when I say they, I mean the intelligence agencies. When they engineer a theater like this, they always, you know, they like to mock the crowd. I have never seen the mockery this extreme.
Right.
This is different. This is new. It's a joke.
Big fuck you to the profane right here. Big fuck you to the profane, right? And then right here, look at his fucking hands. They are rubber. They are rubber. Dude, it's just one thing after another. Jesus Christ. And she kisses the fucking hands too. It's so in your face. It's not funny. It's like, you idiot motherfuckers. Here, we're gonna show you one after another. Those aren't real hands, dude. Those aren't real hands, dude. That's not real.
I'll see you in Valhalla.
And here we go. And this is the Valhalla. In which, now check this out. Watch. And people thought, oh, well, it's just because Cash Patel's a pagan, right? I'll see you in Valhalla. No, sorry. Right here. Take a look. He's got the chucks on. See on the computer screen? New Zealand. Okay, Island. Marine Reserve. The Valhalla Danish House. FBI upgrades New Zealand office. Yeah.
I'll see you over to the scene.
I'll see you in Valhalla. It's just one thing after another, you know?
Wooded area where the firearm was discarded. Over to the scene. The wooded area.
the CIA and the valve company and all of this that owns the building next door, which the house was empty. It's like they were setting up shop. The feds were setting up shop. This entire operation, it's one thing after a fucking another. And when Erika Kirk says there's no such thing, you're right, bitch. There's no such thing as coincidence, right? Now here we're going to take a look at the entire production, and this is a wide angle right here, and this is wild, dude. This is wild. You can kind of see it right here from it shows you a little bit better. You can see the moving parts. And if you remember this little fat guy right here, down here in bottom right corner, right? My head should be right above him right here. Little fat dude down there, which I believe he's on 60 Minutes tonight, I seen, after football. This dude, they're literally talking about a trans shooter, right? And you can hear right before it happens, over the PA, everybody stay down, right? You hear stay down. And then you hear this guy say, great. And then he taps his ears like this. And then it's on. And this is all this after. Dude in the brown shirt, like I said, 5 minutes to, he holds up 5. Dude that was also in the Trump assassination, the security, taps the right side of his glasses, like turning on his smart glasses. Then he goes 4. Then when at 3 minutes, he shows his watch. He taps his watch. And then everything's in motion. Signs right here. We've already shown the security signs, right? You have the sniper right side, right? And then the whole firing thing. This is the guy to the right is the one that is in the Trump assassination that hits his smart glasses. They're all coordinating. Now watch the cameraman back here, right? I skipped the video I have of just about him. It's funny. But he literally don't even focus on the actual scene that's taking place. He drops his camera back here into the dark fucking tunnel to watch everybody running towards the car. See? Watch. Wide angle, bang. Watch him shoving over. Here's the handball. Here's the chair. Have you ever had literally watch the chair go right there. See that? Did you fucking see that? This is, oh my God. And this is why I think the dude, so you've seen it from a wide angle, everybody kind of orchestrated movie. We've seen the guy with the detonator. We've seen Erika Kirk's bitch ass and her disingenuous, insincere theatrics. And we see she's an actress now. And was in a music video with a dude named Tyler that looks a whole fucking lot like Tyler. And they were in Las Vegas where we just had a fucking bullshit event take place. Which if you want to see something amazing about that event, go to vegasshootingmap.com. Trust me, you will thank me later. VegasShootingMap.com. It's got the entire interactive map and a breakdown, all the victims, everything. It's awesome. I don't know whoever put it together. It's conspiracy god. And now you see here where they took out the SD card allegedly they didn't want evidence to be tampered with, right? But they wouldn't release it to the public either. And you see the magic chair just literally falling right through the fucking table. Right here, right? Like his head's up. Looks fine. Everybody's grabbing on that fucking that lapel mic, but it looks as if there is like a tube or something. And this is where, you know, we can get into, like I said, I'm 50-50 between this blood squib hologram type of scenario or exploding mic scenario. I don't know which one happened. You know, to me, when you look at the whole Valhalla statement and all of that, and the Valhalla shit on Tyler Robinson's computer, how they're all actors and actresses, the Knights of Malta Cross and the Freemasonic G on her ring, and her flipping everybody off, taunting them as she's doing this, the entire WWE spectacle and Super Bowl spectacle at his fucking memorial, him being put on the VP's president or plane and all of this, like, you know, something seems to be off about all of this. You can see the guy running across the roof and he's in full fucking tactical gear. You've got the Zen guy that, you know, gets busted for child porn, so he can't be interviewed, but he was in 9/11, Boston Bomber Marathon, all of this. And then you have another one of the eyewitnesses who was a fucking dad of the Sandy Hook shit. It's just one thing after another, right? One thing after another. And this is what they say is the alleged, and if you look at the camera that's behind the guy, when all of this takes place, it looks like one of these as well. And these are like they start at like 60 grand and up, these hologram projectors. And you'll literally see the dimensions that are necessary for you to actually do this production, because they do it in movies. Watch. And you literally see the guy hop over this too, right? With his feet on it and everything. So what gives with the chair falling through? Right here. Watch. What the fuck, bro? Like, if we just watch the guy go over the table, slides right over, right? And it looks like as if, I mean, honestly, the shit looks so rehearsed, the way everybody runs and does it perfectly, like it's all just perfectly anticipated, perfectly in motion, right? The dude slides over the fucking table, the table flips up so people can't really see, and then comes back down as he drops off the other side, and then the chair just goes boom and falls right through where this motherfucker just feet was on, and it was solid. Huh? And I mean, I don't know if they're trying to indicate that this is him being pulled up from underneath. If you see the way everything's kind of set up, you see how the tables are staggered out right here, right? The one to the right of the arrow and right here ahead of her, right? That's where the trap door would be, right? Right about the same place where you have the chair falling through the table. You gotta be kidding me, dude. You gotta be kidding me.
Guillermo, have you been... Guillermo,
Right. Have you... I think we got one more to show here. Which Kirk...
Matt says if I take...
Kirk literally, when all of this happens too, I think his post right before this took place was enough is enough too. Like one of his last posts was like enough is enough. It's fucking nuts.
Charlie, we put...
Like, this is biblical.
to my great
Yeah, I can't really show much of this one because I'll get...
fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the hate...
But you can see here, look, literally, this is right before it happens. Just something big will happen tomorrow. I gotta be careful here. Hold on. Gotta be careful. See the guy on the roof with the full tactical gear? You can watch him running across the fucking roof right here. This clearly is not the same dude that they're trying to show you. There's no way you could change in and out of the tactical gear, drop off the roof. And I haven't even shown you the video that looks like the fucking blue screen of the guy when he's on the roof, the one that they tried to release and him, right? And then this is when it happens. And where's it at? Dude hopping up here. This is the one that looks like it's from the Snake Eyes, where the guy's like jumping up with his hands and shit. Right here. Right here. That's the one that I was talking about. That's more akin to the one that looks like it's the Snake Eyes. The guy's like hopping up. And what's funny is I seen a Twitter video of this motherfucker, this same dude right here. You can tell he's clearly a cop. I'm a fucking career criminal, so I know a cop when I see one. Matter of fact, I had the FBI send the Cincinnati police this past weekend to me, so trust me, I know what I'm talking about. This motherfucker, literally, Candace Owens said she had the FBI at her spot this past weekend. I don't know what that's all about, but, right? Anyways, but this guy's hopping up. It's like to say, yeah, we pulled it off, right? Like, and he does an interview, and in the interview, like he's doing on X, he keeps talking about how they like to fucking mock us and shit. And he's just being a goofball. And it's like, you can tell he's being antagonistic and, you know, a smart ass to, you know, basically saying like, we are mocking you, you know, basically saying we are mocking you. It's like the entire, all of it, man. All of it, you know. I'm to the point to where, if you believe anything that you see on the media, on the news, any narrative at this point, I feel sorry for you. Honestly, I do. I feel sorry for you. You know, when we look at like all of the evidence, you know, and this is really as much as I can show here on YouTube, you know, I hope it can at least gives you an idea, you know, and if you guys want to see more, go to Instagram.com, Best Damn Podcast, Facebook.com, Best Damn Podcast. My TikTok got banned, but I started a new one. So it's TikTok.com. The Real Best Damn, and Twitter.com, The Real Best Damn. If you guys want to donate support to the channel, you can do so. PayPal.me, The Best Damn Podcast, Cash App, Best Damn Podcast, Patreon.com, Best Damn Podcast Official, or Facebook Pay, John Keane, Best Damn Podcast. You know, follow me, social media, all the links are in the description. To everybody that, you know, birthday wishes and donations and all that good stuff, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.